guys, welcome back to Digits. Today we'll be discussing topic 13-1, which will be finding area, rectangles, and squares. Now, one thing that I get called on all the time is like, why do we ever need to know this? Guys, area is really important. Here's one of the reasons why you need to know how to find area. So let's say you just bought your first home. The home is in the perfect neighborhood. The neighbors are great, as in they leave you alone. And it's the perfect size for you and your dog, Larry. The only problem is you hate the red carpet the previous owner put down in the living room. So should you just get a whole new house? Absolutely not. You need to figure out how to rip that carpet up, which is really not that big a deal, but then you've got to figure out how much flooring you need to get to replace it. I prefer to have wooden floors in my house. And so what you would have to do is you would have to go to Lowe's or wherever you get your wooden floors, and you've got to pick out your wooden floor. But that's not it, guys. You have to figure out how much space you have to cover. Because I don't want to spend more money than I have to on wooden floors. It's expensive. And you don't want to get too little, or you'll have to make the job longer than it needs to be. So you want to have the perfect amount. This is where this will come in. I want you to copy this into your notebook. The area of a figure is the number of square units the figure encloses. To find the area of this rectangle, you can count the number of square units inside the rectangle. Now, we can go back to kindergarten and we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can just see that the height is 2 units. And the base is 4 units. 2 times 4 is 8. And guys, that's the fastest way to do this, because if you had more than 8 square units, say you had like 172, I'm sure you wouldn't want to spend like 10 minutes counting each square to make sure you didn't miscount something. Just multiply. Alright, when you finish copying this down, push play, and let's move on to the next slide. Alright, so here's the formula for finding the area of a rectangle. You would use area of a rectangle equals base times height, or A equals BH. And I'm sure you can probably guess why I put Mr. Krabs in there, because, duh. Alright, let's move on. What would be the area of this rectangle? I want you to see if you can figure it out on your own before I reveal the answer. Go. Alright, if you're not done, you can pause the video so that way you can solve it. What you need to do is you need to count the number of units down, which, guys, it says right here, but in case you don't believe it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units down. And then count the number of units the base has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So they weren't lying that said 6 units by 12 units. They were telling the truth. So what you'll do is you will multiply 6 times 12. You can do that in the bottom. Alright, 6 times 12 is 72. Alright, which rectangles have an area of 12 square units? So I want you to try to figure this out by yourself, and then we're going to do a couple of them together. So pause the video and see if you can do it by yourself first. Okay, so like I said before, you can count each individual square by ones, or you can find the area by doing height and base, or base times height. Okay? So this one is 4 times 3, which is 12. All right, what about the bottom one? We have 2, and then we have 6. 12. So far we're good. Okay? Look at this square. There's a bunch of numbers all around it after a rectangle. Well, you just find your base and your height. That's all you multiply. 2 times 4. That is not 12, that's 8. Okay, that's definitely an 8. Sorry, my handwriting's kind of sloppy right now. And then you have this one over here. You have 2 and 5. which is 10. What if you had 0 and 75 hundredths and 9? Well, you're just going to multiply your base and your height. So you're going to do 75 times 9. 9 times 5. Sorry, I had to move it down. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus 4 is 67. You have 2 decimal places, so it's going to be back to $6, or 6, 5, and 75 hundredths. Okay, that's wrong. Alright, now let's look at this fraction one. Sometimes when we see fractions, not sometimes, excuse me, when we see fractions, we end up having a little bit of a heart attack. And guys, there's no reason to freak out. It's okay. Alright, turn your fractions into improper fractions. So we do 2 times 3 plus 2. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8 thirds. Then 4 times 2 plus 1 is 9 halves. Okay, you can cross reduce because we're multiplying. So this is going to be a 1, this is going to be a 3, this is going to be a 1, this is going to be a 4. So it's going to be 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay, see how easy that is, guys? You don't need to freak out when you see a mixed number or a fraction. Okay? Focus on how you know how to solve it, or how you know how to work it out. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. What is the area of this basketball court? I want you to do this one by yourself. I'm not going to show you how to do this, so when you finish it, you need to check with the teacher to make sure you didn't make a mistake. Okay? Alright, copy this one into your notebook as well. A square is a special type of rectangle. Because the base and height of a square are the same, you can find the area of a square by using the formula area equals side squared, where A represents the area and S represents the side length. Okay? So look at me here. Usually you would have your base down here and your height here. So it is like base times height, but you don't have to do that for a square. All the sides are equal, so basically you're just doing side times side, or side squared. Okay, don't forget to copy down this formula. It's the most important part, and it's going to be what you need to remember forever and ever and ever. Guys are not going to teach you how to do this in 7th grade, so if you forget, you're out of luck whenever you're working on these problems. Okay? Let's solve it together. The booklet in the CD case is a square with a side length of 4 72 hundredths of an inch. What is the area of the booklet? Round your answer to the nearest hundred. So, we know that the side length is 4 72 hundredths of an inch. Okay? And we know if it's a square, that means all side lengths are going to be the same. But it doesn't matter if you know all the side lengths, because if it says square, you know they're all going to be the same. You they only label one side. So you know that the formula for finding a square is area equals side squared. Or, in this case, the area equals 4.72 inches squared. Okay? When you're solving this, you need to do 4 72 hundredths times, not 2, times 4 72 hundredths. Okay, don't forget that squared just means you're going to multiply it times itself more than one time, so 2 times, okay? So this is going to be a little bit of a long problem we have to do. Alright, I want you to try to do it by yourself and see if you can figure it out. And then when you got it, push play to see if you've gotten it correct. Okay? Alright, so when you work this out, you should have gotten a pretty large number or decimal, so you just round to the nearest hundredths place. So you'll end up getting 8, 7, 2, 2, 2. And you would end up rounding it to the nearest hundredths. So you should have 22 and 28 hundredths. So good. Okay. Just like normal multiplication, you just multiply everything out and then add it together. Alright, let's move on. Alright, I want you to solve this one in your notebook by yourself. What is the area of this square? So, use your formula A equals side squared to solve the problem. When you think you figured it out, push play. I'm not going to tell you the answer on this one. You'll have to check over it with a teacher. Alright, the area of a rectangle carpet is 54 feet squared. The carpet is 9 feet long. How wide is this carpet? So say you wanted to put a rug in your living room after you finished your floors, just to kind of protect them or just to kind of have something to soft put your feet on while you're watching TV. So your length, is 9 feet. If the total area is 54 feet squared, how would you figure out what the height is? Well, guys, this is super easy. All you do is take your whole, which is 54, and take your part that you know, which is 9, and divide. 54 divided by 9 is 6. And this is not going to be feet squared, it's going to be 6 feet because you haven't multiplied yet. So 6 feet. And then when you multiply 6 feet times 9 feet, then you will have your feet squared. Because you'll do 6 times 9, which is 54, foot times foot, which is feet squared. Okay? This rug is okay, but you know, it'd be way cool if you had a rug like this one. That'd be pretty good. Anyways, so a rectangular tabletop has an area of 28 feet squared. The tabletop is 3.5 feet wide. How long is the tabletop? Oh my God, there's a fraction in here. We can do this, guys, to solve it. There are a couple ways to solve this problem. You can turn the the mixed number into an improper fraction or into a decimal. When I solve it, I prefer to turn it into an improper fraction because I think that's a little bit easier. So we take our whole, which is 28 feet squared. Okay? I'm just going to put it over 1 because we're turning this into an improper fraction. 3.5 will be turned into 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7 halves. Now, since we have our whole and we have our part and we're trying to find our other side, we're going to be doing division. And guys, oh my goodness, we've learned this before. This is the division with fractions. And we're going to use the KCF method, which is just a simple, easy way to solve this problem. You'll have 28 over 1. Okay, change, flip, remember guys. Change your sign. Flip your fraction. Okay, this is just a shortcut. We talked about this. So I like to cross reduce before I multiply to make it easier to multiply. So this will be turned into a 1 because 7 can go into 28 and it can go into 28 4 times. So now all I have to do is multiply 1 times 1 and then 4 times 2. And we know, guys, that 8 over 1 is just going to be 8. And since our whole was 28 feet squared and one side was 3.5 feet, it's going to be 8 feet. Okay, y'all see how simple this is? You can do this. Alright, trust me, you can. Okay. You find the area of a rectangle by multiplying its base and its height. What happens to the area of a rectangle when you change the dimensions? Okay, if you're not sure what dimensions are, look it up in your math book or Google it. Alright, and just take a little bit of time. Dimensions, guys, just means the length and width. What if you made it smaller? Okay, Make sure you get this done. Have a wonderful day.